We are moving the boat from the Bight to Privateer Bay, and will motor the short distance to the west coast of Norman Island. One of the amazing things about sailing in the BVI is the large number of amazing motor and sailing yachts that can be seen. This vessel is a 121-foot new marine built in 2003 named Ooh La La. There is a full crew to complement your charter experience, and there is room for 10 to 12 guests in 6 cabins. There are jet skis, sea bobs, jet boards, snorkel gear, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, and other toys, including a gym on board. You too can charter Ooh La La for $170,000 a week plus expenses. Expenses typically include fuel, food, and a 10 to 20% tip for the crew. Very often, most of the world sees these amazing vessels in magazines or on below decks on TV. It's pretty special to be on a yacht sailing past another amazing vessel and be part of that experience, even if it is for a moment in time. Is that better? As we leave the Bight, we are motoring past the caves. The spot made famous when buried pirate treasure was found, and this is a fun spot to snorkel and explore. We are now on a mooring ball at Privateer Bay. The spot is a bit remote from the beach bar scene at the Bight, and as such provides a different BVI experience. There are fewer boats around, and there are views of islands that appear to be untouched, but we know that is no longer true. The light winds today wisp across the blue Caribbean waters, and it is very relaxing to be here. With a little imagination, it's easy to see what it must have been like 100+ years ago, when there was just a handful of people and very little development, if any. The early sailors and explorers were blessed to see and experience new lands and culture. However, they had to endure some tough conditions to get to these amazing places. We are getting ready for an adventure to snorkel and explore the caves at Norman Island. It's another spectacular and scenic day as we dinghy over yonder to the caves. We have arrived at the caves. There is a mooring line where the dinghies can tie off, so there's no anchoring or worrying about the dinghy when snorkeling. Ahoy! We have neighbors who are also here to enjoy the caves today. Richard is snorkeling with Georgia in tow. This is our normal way to go snorkeling. The water clarity is not great this week, but it will have to do. Norman Island has many caves and bays. Many tourists still explore, hoping to find treasure, and I for one would find that to be an amazing experience. However, it is highly unlikely, and yet it is fun to swim about and look at the fish and wonder what it was like to be a pirate in the 1700s on the run from the governments with stolen loot. There's a land entrance. That's kind of cool. Some of the downsides to living in the 1700s include no showers or even hot water, unless that water was cooked over an open fire. No refrigeration or air conditioning, so creature comforts really didn't exist. No ice cubes for the rum drinks, and no running water or water makers. And definitely, no one is going to the pantry for a snack like we do now. The little blue fish with the light blue polka dots is just so pretty. I couldn't stop watching that little guy. Does anyone know what kind of fish that is?
Between the eyes and not a con man who's out to rob me blind. Ever since I met you, nothing can make me blue. Not a housefly floating in my wine, and not a barber who's ruined my
Klaus standing watch, making sure all is well.
Can make me blue. Oh, it's just
is this the commute hour crowd?
Palm trees and warm breeze and
Phyllis is getting around like a pro here at the caves.
Stay, I'm with you, it's like springtime.
and Dennis is exploring the caves.
world's becoming brand new.
Really shallow.
Yes.
I want to go into it, but I'm concerned I'm going to be scraping against the
Stepped
reef.
on
Maybe.
and fell,
I don't know.
and not a preacher was promising me hell ever since I met you. Nothing can make me blue. Oh, ever since I met you, nothing can make me blue.
Klaus has been skippering the dinghy all week, and he does a great job getting us to and from our adventures. It is always nice to go for a swim in the warm Caribbean waters, and to share an adventure at the caves is even better. The history and the folklore just make the adventure fun. We are back on the boat and enjoying the afternoon and the setting sun. The day is not yet complete. We are headed to Willy T's. Willy T's is a restaurant and bar on an old ship anchored in the Bight at Norman Island. Willy T's is short for William Thornton, and William Thornton was born on Joost van Dyke in 1759. He became a doctor, inventor, painter, and was the architect who designed the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Whether you are arriving in a dinghy or a larger boat, there is room for you at Willy T's. Kids being kids, and that's exactly what they should be doing. There are plenty of tables for dining, midships and on the second level. Aft on the main deck is the bar. Of course, part of the fun is jumping from the second deck on the other side of the no jumping or diving sign. Should you ever find yourself here at Willy T's, allow me to invite you to have some fun and go for a night jump and a swim. You'll be glad you did. The adventures continue, so come back next time. Thanks for watching.